Yo!
Hello, Merry Christmas, wherever you are watching from in the world. Good afternoon, good evening, good morning, good night. Hope you've all been well. Tex and Ads here with you. Big episode of the market update tonight, starting with, of course, XRP. But, of course, if you're picking up what we're putting down here at UTG, hit that subscribe button. Get all of our updates. We crossed a small milestone for us, but a very proud one today. Hit the 600 subscriber mark today. So thank you so much to each and every one of you that tune in and watch these videos and support us. But yeah, hit that like button. Has been a few changes since our last group update. Number one, the first update is thank you to all you guys who are now a part of our Gravy Train beta group. We had way too many people that we could allow into the group. We said we'd cap it at 10. We expanded on that just a little bit. So if you didn't get a notification that you are inside our Gravy Train beta tester group, I'm sorry about that. We may look to do another one in the future. For you guys that are in there, we've got a hell of a ride ahead of us with Gravy Train, our latest indicator. All right, let's get into this. For everything we do, unitytradinggroup.com. Come over to the Discord. Everything we do is free in terms of guides and videos and stuff like this. We're starting off with XRP tonight. We're going to get into Bitcoin, ETH, and the reg markets in just a minute. But the reason why we thought we'd start with XRP is a little bit of news overnight. Coinbase has now said that they will suspend XRP trading following the SEC suit against Ripple. So at the moment, they've changed the trading to limit only at the moment. And then on the 19th of January 2021, they will look to suspend XRP trading. So obviously, the market overnight had a little bit of a reaction to that. Ever since the SEC filing, we can see that supply zone up top there. It's been a pretty rapid decline for XRP, as you would imagine. Whatever side of the XRP bandwagon you are on, whether you are looking at purchasing XRP at this level, or you're a hodler, or you're a seller, you're a buyer. That's completely up to you. We're not going to comment on that. Let's just comment on the TA ads and what's it telling us at the minute.
Not anything good, to be honest. At this point in time, the first thing with XRP that really stands out is the broken level of demand that we penetrated through, which was at the 20 cent mark or 21 cent mark, and that goes on for quite some time. They were actually drawn on the 1 day, so let's roll back and have a look at the 1 day. So XRP, this is the level of supply that I was demand that I was looking at. We've got a number of retests to the right-hand side to really validate that level. Pending the break from there, we've had a one drawn underneath, which coincided nicely with 20 cents or 20159. That's pretty much going to be the next level that I'm looking at, because we have penetrated and broken through this level twice now. So nice and easy levels to look for to the downside. And of course, if we do break below that again, then we're heading back to 15, just down here at the bottom. Look, it really looks like we'll hit that 20 cent, that psychological round number, that 20 cent mark for a support for XRP. And it does look like the steamroller indicator, our homegrown steamroller indicator, agrees with me, looking like we'll probably get to the peak of the oversold condition when we get there, Ty.
Yeah, you would imagine certainly short term that there's not a massive bullish bias around XRP at the moment. As we said, we're not commenting on whether you should be buying, selling, or otherwise. You need to sort of let the SEC investigation roll out, see what the conclusions of their findings are, and then maybe make a little bit more of an educated decision on how you might play XRP if you're stuck on the fence or whatever it is. But let's just go with what the TA says. But yeah, certainly that 20 cent mark looks pretty likely at this point. We can see all the declines from the last 10 sort of, or whatever it is, 7-8 candles, daily candles there are not looking good at all after that monumentous run that we had on XRP, which I know you were trading pretty actively, man. So kudos to you for that one. XRP, cool. All right, let's get into it. Big Daddy BTC, some moves on that, of course, hitting new all-time highs over the last couple of days, simmering a little bit from here. Again, seeing the power of this fib extension tool and the sort of the magnetic levels that seem to be playing with BTC from that level that we drew all the way back down at whatever that was, 18K or 17K or something like that. I can't quite remember. But what we'll do in the next week or so, we'll record for you a fib extension how-to video. If there are other videos that you want us to sort of engage in or look at, tools, indicators, strategies, let us know in the YouTube comments, and we're happy to record them. This is we do this because we love it. All right, so we topped out at around that 28.35, 28.4 number. We had this pin bar reversal from here, a little bit of a pretty rapid decline back down towards that 26K mark. And now we're sort of fluttering between that 2618 extension and the 2272. Steamroller bang on yet again at the top of that move, showing that we were pretty exhausted and overbought at that 24.5 or that 28 level rather. And here we are sort of simmering a little bit at the moment, bro. What do we think might be on the cards for BTC at the moment for the road to 30K?
The road to 30K is a nice thought, isn't it? With this top here that we've got, the descending channel that I've got, and I'll actually draw that in a little bit better, to be honest. Let's draw that in. This is what I'm seeing on BTC currently. It's probably easier to see on a lower time frame. There you are. So pretty much looking at a descending wedge. We were looking at an ascending wedge last time we were looking at BTC in terms of formations, but the ascending wedge really goes hand in hand with this Fibonacci, trend-based Fibonacci that we've got in our chart at the moment, coinciding nicely with the 2.272 here at 26K. 26K is going to be that again that we say these psychological round numbers, really, really meaningful numbers. So the 26K is going to be that level of support that we need to hold for BTC, and that could give us the end of that formation, pushing us up, and of course retesting that 28K level again. So that's really what I'm thinking for BTC. If we do come in and continue and complete that formation that we're seeing on the chart on a smaller time frame, say the 4 hour, that would be a good level or a good pullback, relax, relief for BTC before the next movement up. And I do think it needed that relief. However, there's a few things that I'm looking at on the flip side of that, of course, where we've got the big bearish divergence on our CCI and, of course, our RSI as well. So look, it's there's a couple of fors and against, but of course the bullish scenario is the favor at the moment because the bias is to the upside, Ty.
Yep, I would agree with that. You could also sort of see it like this a little bit as well, if you wanted to sort of see it like that, which would show that 2272 is going to be a significant level, whether we hold or drop below that. It's not a hell of a lot stopping it from heading back down towards that 24.8 level. I think that would still be healthy in the scheme of things. We're hitting all-time highs every single day, so there's no real bearish sentiment on BTC, I think, at all at the moment. So a continuation to the upside certainly wouldn't be off the cards, and that 30k level seems like the next sort of logical psychological round number where we could be headed in the next little bit. I think we had the futures expiry on the 25th as well, and from that, that's again we talk about it a lot, and you can look at that COT indicator that we spoke about. I think you need to take indicators with a grain of salt at these levels, regardless of whether it's steamroll or otherwise, because FOMO and the positive news that BTC is getting every day is being exposed to millions of people. I read an article or a study the other day that said that 1 in 5 Australians or 1 in 4 Australians now own BTC, which is a pretty astronomical number when you think about how many people had absolutely no idea about BTC just a couple of years ago when that run was happening. That was really the first exposure to many people about Bitcoin and cryptocurrency as a whole. So if that sort of adoption is being played out here in Australia, can you imagine across other countries in the world, China, America, South America, Korea, where there's such a hype around BTC? Not to say that those particular countries drive the market, but there's a lot of retail interest, I think, happening at the moment with BTC, which is certainly a good cash injection. On the flip side of that as well, we've now got the likes of these massive financial institutions buying shitloads of BTC, billions of dollars of BTC every single week, month, and year. It's crazy how much BTC is being consumed by the institutions at the moment, and they're buying it in the chances of it or the hopes of it going up. So you've got to think about BTC. We get asked all the time when we have these dips from 24k or 28k to 26, is this the BTC sort of crash? You've got to have either that trader or that investor mindset. Do you want to hold BTC for the long term? Then put your allocation aside, don't touch it, and who cares if it falls 3, 4, 5 grand, because you have the mindset that BTC will be 2, 3, 4 times the cost of what it is now within 2, 3, 4, 5 years. Or are you a trader? Are you swinging this on the 4-hour time frame? Are you a scalper? Are you a day trader? And this comes down to a solid trade plan. You need to identify what type of trader you are and pull the emotion out of it. If you are a trader, a scalper or a day trader, then maybe a move from 28 to 26 is going to be affecting how you see the market short term. But I think it's wise to have your allocation of BTC, let it run, and don't freak out on dips like this, because we've seen that again. We saw it from the 178 extension. We saw it from here to here. People freak out and have these little mini capitulations. We saw it all the way down from 10k, where we dump and then we move up. We dump and then we move up. We consolidate and then we move up. We consolidate, we move up. So that's not to say that's going to keep happening, but stop freaking out every single time. I still get messages almost every single day from people asking me, where do you think BTC is going to go when we've dropped $300-400? Like it's nothing in the scheme of things. So identify what type of trader you are and stick to that.
Very well said, sir. Very well said.
Right.
But just one last thing. The road to 30k. Like I said, if we do hold the 272, that would be great. And of course, we're looking for these Fibonacci levels above us to really confirm our movements to the upside. Sorry, bro.
Totally. And we say the road to 30k. It's not like we're going to hit 272 and rock it up to 30k. It's not like that. We're talking about in the overall macro scheme of things. It's not an instant move. Just because there's a descending wedge there doesn't mean we're going to rock it up to it. Everything is the levels are outlined there for you anyway.
Absolutely, and we've got every right to come down and obviously test our 25k level at two Fibonacci as well. So anything could happen over the next little bit. but we need to hold this 272 otherwise.
Yep, 26 is the number. Right, next, F. F is has kind of been my main play over the last few weeks. That's where quite a bit of my allocation is going, and it's been very kind to me thus far. We had a rejection off that 740 level there, and two pretty decent 4-hour candles. We've now hit this demand zone just shy of that 686.1 fib extension level. At the moment, seemingly that was a good test of that zone, and we're having a nice reaction from here. I'm not overly sure that we'll continue up past that 740 just yet. I think that 1272 is going to be a significant level for us to hold, where we might potentially see some sort of bearish retest and another double bottom of that demand zone there. Adds the reason why I say that is because if we put our Unicon indicator on here as well, and again, as I say, we take indicators with a grain of salt. We've had some nice reactions on the 4-hour here. On the 1 hour, we had some bearish divergence and a move of that short signal on the 1 hour. I didn't think we'd have quite the reaction at that 690 sort of level, bro. What are you seeing on this at the moment?
Look, the reaction off the level of demand that I drew in, and it's very short-term level of demand, even though it's so big, wasn't that great in that regard as well. We didn't really touch the one or the retest of that fibs at 686, but we did penetrate a lot of the way through this level, and it doesn't show a lot of buying support, if you know what I mean. It really says, are we going to come up to this 1272, and are we going to just create that lower high and then continue down to the next one? I'm really seeing the same thing you are, bro.
Yeah, that's my thought. And I say that because I'm now out of ETH. I'm now out of most of my positions. So I hope that's the case, so I can buy back down lower. But yeah, I still think that 1272 is going to be the level to consider. And then what I'm looking for is a bearish retest of that level, and then head back down again.
Yeah.
The reason why I say that is, again, we're not relying on indicators all the time, but the accuracy of steamroll and our oscillators and the other indicators like Unicon on ETH has just been ridiculous the whole way. The whole run from like 320 has been spot on. So, I'm not relying on that heavily, but it makes for a good little short-term situation. Dump it, people capitulate, they rebuy the demand zone, people jump back on again, and then they dump it on them again. And these double bottom, triple bottom scenarios have been pretty common on ETH demand levels over the last couple of months, really. So I'm looking for the same formation again.
Perfect.
Cool. All right, alts. Yeah, there's some alts playing pretty nicely at the moment. I know a number of the guys inside the Discord have been trading ADA, BTC, and the USD pairs. You can jump into Discord if you want to know more and how a lot of the guys are playing that, really breaking down a lot of their trading strategies and scenarios. Dory, I'm looking at you and what you've been sharing. Dill, you've been sharing a lot of your trade setups, which look really, really good, man. So kudos to you for doing that and sharing that with everyone. LTC, USDT has certainly been on my radar. Ads, what are we seeing from here? The fib levels and the demand zones being respected beautifully. Yeah,
if I draw in the next level or the most relevant level of demand on this chart, and it's just too big, but anyway, we'll draw it in. We're looking at that 38.2, that 122.5. It's been respected to the dollar pretty much, and it's been really nice off that fib swing low to swing high as well. Look, I'm very... excuse me. LTC is looking okay. At that 38.2, that reaction off that level was really nice. But we do need to break above this 23.6 now. We need to come up, get a decent close above this level, and then retest our level of supply up here at about $140 to really confirm the level or the upside potential. There's also the case where we're using these fibs, the 38, the 50, and the 61 are going to be the most relevant levels out of all the Fibonacci levels in terms of a retracement, and it is a retracement in Fibonacci. So we could come all the way down to the 61, tap that, and then continue to the next run to the upside. So that's definitely a level to look for. So don't get too discouraged if we do get rejected on the 23, because we can come all the way down to the 50 and 61 and still be within this this bullish move. That could be the retest, and then of course the retest of that level of supply up there, Ty.
Yep, totally. And that, again, as I said before, with Ethereum, LTC is definitely on my radar at the moment. So I'm really only looking at the majors. BTC, ETH, and LTC are really the only ones I'm trading at the moment. All USD pairs for ETH and LTC.
Yep.
All right, let's get into. Oh, and for the some of the formations that we've been talking about as well, we won't bring it up on the screen, but you can go to udinitradinggroup.com and there's 6 of the best free cheat sheet charting formations that we see all the time in this market. Pop in your email and you get an instant access to 6 of those cheat sheet graphics that we've created. Super, super handy for some of the formations that Ads has spoken about tonight as well. All right, let's get into the regulator markets. Of course, anything that we share here on UTG when it comes to any market is just educational. It's opinion only. It's not gospel. If you want more information, have a chat to your financial advisor.
So the DXY is something that we've been looking at for quite some time now. And of course, you've been watching our videos for quite some time. You'll be used to us looking at this. Unfortunately, nothing has changed since my update yesterday. We are still walking our way towards that 89.905 area. So nothing much different to that. There's a couple of formations that you could probably see on the chart with this one as well. That is one of them. However, it's a bit loose and it's a bit rough. So I'm not going to leave that on there. However, we are still expecting this to come down to our 89.905 area for at least a retest and of course a reaction off that level. So nice and easy one on the DXY. As always, we'll have a look at the All Ordinaries. The All Ordinaries really moving sideways over the last couple of days or last week or so. And we haven't really made a higher high as of yet. So this is going to be a crucial time now for the All Ords. Let's go back to the 4-hour time frame and I'll show you why. We've got our level of supply up here that we created with this very short-term pivot. And of course, we've had that retest now in today's candle. Earlier today, this morning's candle, we had that retest at 6975 for the All Ordinaries. So that's going to be crucial over the next week or the remainder of this week, should I say, to come up and break that level. But we need to wait and see if we're going to push that level of supply, because that could be the catalyst of a further movement down, seeing that we have made a lower low and changed that market direction since we looked at this last week. The last one I have a look at this evening is the SPX 500 USD, and it has been doing what the All Ordinaries hasn't been doing, which is surging to the upside pretty much. We have made a higher high on the SPX. I think it is a higher high. Yeah, it's a higher high. Pretty much a higher high on the SPX. That was today at 3760. It has recovered quite well since the movements that we saw earlier this year in March, but recessions don't get solved overnight. So we can see some fireworks happen over the course of next year, which I believe will probably see the more lasting effects of the global recession or the global financial situation. So keep an eye on this for the next little bit, and of course there'll be opportunities that present themselves over the course of the next few months. But higher high for the SPX tie, and there's not much else to see besides what the next 12 hours will bring for the SPX. That's pretty much it.
Beautiful. Thank you, man. And thank you for watching, for everything we do. UnityTradingGroup.com. Follow us on TradingView, YouTube. Come over to the Discord. It's all 100% free. We do not charge for any of our, whatever it is that you often pay for, courses, guides, whatever it is. So come on over, have some fun, and chat with us. Thanks for watching. We'll see you for the next episode. And of course, if we don't see you before there, Happy New Year to everyone that's been a part of this. We really appreciate you, and we'll see you soon.
Absolutely. We'll see you then.
Bye.